This week on 49ers Cal High Sports, he's the super sophomore quarterback ready for his season. We'll meet Jaden Rashada. Tragedy in Oakland with the death of a Skyline player. We'll talk with his good friend and teammate.
We will also have the Gilroy runner succeeding on the track despite cerebral palsy. And the Mountain View soccer star headed to Stanford and looking forward to just playing a game. It's all next on 49ers Cal High Sports.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We begin tonight with the soccer superstar headed to Stanford.
Ali Montoya committed to the Cardinal her freshman year. Now a junior, Ali is just looking to get back into a real game. For Ali Montoya, there is nothing better than being in a game. The excitement of scoring a goal, the joy of celebrating with her teammates. Ali played for her Mountain View High School team as a freshman, leading her team into the playoffs. Ali committed to Stanford University that year, ending any drama on where this talented soccer player would play in college. But Ali has not played in an organized soccer game for 9 months, a frustrating time for this soccer star.
It is really frustrating because it's hard to get motivated because you practice for games usually, but now we don't have any, and it really sucks. But there's nothing I can do about it, so.
Until there are games, Ali is here with her MVLA club team made up of some of the very best players in the area. She works hard knowing the games will come, just not when they will come. The coronavirus shutdown having a huge effect on Ali's soccer career.
I train a lot on my own, and then I'll come to practice and train too, and sometimes I'll just meet up with friends and we'll go to a field and play.
Try to make sure we stay focused that, hey, at any given weekend, we're going to be able to play, and we have a showcase around the corner that we're supposed to be attending in November. So we're preparing to get ready for it in every way we can. So from the way we warm up to the way we train to the way we take care of ourselves.
Ali is a member of the under-16 national team, traveling the world, playing with and against the world's best players. Ali loves the travel and the experience, although the game results might be a little foggy.
It was really fun. I think we tied one game and won 2. Actually, no, we won the whole thing. Yeah, we won the whole tournament.
She loves the atmosphere, the environment. It's playing at the highest level with other kids that got selected from around the country. She's been fortunate enough to be in the pool from the U14 through the U15, U16, and participate in a lot of events. There's never a guarantee that you're going to get called into camp, and I think that she knows that, and she's motivated by it because she loves the experience that she gets playing with some of those players.
Ali is thrilled to be heading to Stanford after her senior year at Mountain View. She realizes having that decision behind her during the COVID shutdown is a huge advantage.
I'm very grateful that I did because I know for a lot of players it's really hard right now because you can't play in front of college coaches. So it's a lot of stress removed from me, but I also need to still focus on it, but it really motivates me to keep working hard.
Now Ali keeps working towards the time when she can actually play in a real game. That focus and dedication is what sets her apart from the rest.
It surprises us every day from the minute she sets her alarm to get up before school starts. She goes on 3-mile runs or comes back and does a HIIT workout, or she has a yoga workout she does, focuses on nutrition for breakfast, and in between classes we'll do something soccer related, so whether it's watching a game or just doing some stretching.
It's a tough time for athletes who love the game and are forced to wait.
I feel all athletes have to go through tough times, and it'll make us better at the end. And so this is gonna test us.
Part of what makes Ali so great is the effort she puts into her game. She plays in practice as she does in games, never laying back, always giving her all.
She deserves everything that's come her way because she puts in the time and the work, and it's very easy to sit back and wish for it, but she certainly works for it.
Soon, Ali Montoya will be playing in games once again, a COVID-induced pause in play testing her dedication to the game she loves. Ali and her MVLA club team will be playing this month in a tournament in Arizona, her first time in a real game in like 10 months.
Yeah, she is amazing to watch.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, she just comes out of nowhere, and she is exactly where she needs to be.
Super fast and really tough.
And she's my favorite number 10, so.
Absolutely.
Little tidbit.
Absolutely.
All right, Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week.
This week featuring the team Cleopatra from NorCal Elite. Coming up, the Pittsburgh sophomore quarterback getting lots of attention and looking forward to his sophomore season.
And we meet the Los Gatos lacrosse player defeating despair as he prepares for his season.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
One, two, three.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.dhcs.ca.gov. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
Welcome back to Levi Stadium. Adobe helps bring us stories of top athletes performing at their peak every week.
This week, we feature Pittsburgh quarterback Jaden Rashada. He's just a sophomore. Still, Jaden is getting lots of attention as he competes in camps throughout this fall. The Pittsburgh Pirates are the defending Bay Valley League champions, going undefeated in one of the Bay Area's most competitive leagues. The headliner from last year's team was senior quarterback Jerry Johnson, who threw for just under 3,000 yards. Johnson has since graduated, but head coach Victor Galli says he has a few quarterbacks who can be ready to fill those shoes.
In this quarterback situation, I mean, I have, there was an incumbent that was our starting JV quarterback last year, Kamani Blakeney, and we're really high on him. He's a great athlete, and we ended up with Eli Brickhandler that came from Whitney High School in Rockland. Then Jaden comes in.
Jaden Rashada, Pittsburgh High School, quarterback, class of 2023.
Jaden Rashada is a sophomore quarterback. Recruiters rave over his pinpoint accuracy and his threat to run the ball. This will be Jaden's first year playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
So I went to Liberty, and then I transferred down to IMG in Florida, and unfortunately things didn't work out the best how I wanted to down there, and a lot of things, just led me back home with my family and just to be back home for 3 more years before I do go off to college.
Jaden attended Liberty High School last year, making the varsity team as a freshman. But a guy by the name of Jay Butterfield held that starting spot, a 4-star Oregon commit who led the Lions to a state championship back in 2019. In 2019, Jaden was in middle school, already getting his first offer.
Started off in 8th grade. I got my first one at San Jose State. And then unfortunately, I didn't get as much film as I wanted to, being a freshman on varsity, backing up an Oregon commit. So then it was just like random out of there, they were just going off what I had.
As of October, Jaden has 7 Division I offers.
Cal, and then I picked up San Diego State.
Including 4 from Pac-12 schools.
And I picked up Oregon State.
And 1 from the SEC.
Getting the Auburn offer, it was crazy because at first my family didn't believe it. They were like, you're joking. And then I was like, nah, it's real. But it was really crazy though, because it was just, it came at the right timing. I didn't expect it at all.
He's a really high IQ kid. So I think like when he was in the 5th grade, I think we got like his reading comprehension results back, and they were like at an 11th grade level. And I'm not even kidding you. He was like in the 95 percentile in the country with that. And so I think his leadership and his football IQ will take him a long way, and just being a good person,
I played baseball my whole life, so I was in the mix of playing baseball and football, balancing both of them. So I'd say like 6th grade, I stopped playing baseball that year due to like a little injury, and then that's when I just fell in love with football and didn't go back to baseball.
He's always been a pretty exceptional kid, not just football-wise, but off the field too. And if you look at it, it's really about being a good person. Talent will take you so far, being a good person will take you farther.
Well, you just always got to look at it like somebody has it worse than you. So we're honestly blessed to even be standing here right now. So there's people out there not with homes, don't even have a football in front of them, So I just wake up every day thanking God that I'm even awake.
Jaden is going to have to earn a starting spot on the Pitt team as he competes with 2 other returners.
They're all good. They're all really good, very talented, smart. They're all their own person. So we just look to getting better, and just whoever coaches pick on game day for them to start, that's who we're going to go with. We're rooting for each other and hoping that we all do good.
As for his short-term goals, Jaden has high expectations of his next 3 seasons at Pitt.
Hope to get the team chemistry higher and obviously 3 state rings. I do want to take down De La. They haven't lost to NCS team in I don't know how long, but that's one of my goals, that and state, and just be a great team with great people.
With 4 stars next to his name, Jaden Rashada has a lot going for him. But this QB says he will continue to work hard to achieve his goals while taking in all of his blessings. Jaden will have to compete for a starting spot at Pitt, so it should be really fun to watch the Pirates this year. It's always fun.
Yeah, it's like a success of riches there. They have 2 other quarterbacks that are really good, and all 3 of them competing for the starting spot. Yeah, Vic Galli, a lucky man.
Yes. Each week, Lexus of Stevens Creek presents the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteer work.
This week's volunteer award goes to Bar Viner from Los Altos Boys Water Polo. Bar helps kids coding, volunteering at Street Code Academy, where underprivileged kids and their families can learn computational concepts to understand they do fit in with the STEM community. Bar does lots of community work, which is really gratifying for him.
So I think it's been very rewarding to be involved. First of all, to see the impact that you do, like impact people directly, and seeing the communities that have been built and the relationships that formed due to my work. Also seeing kids I mentor in CS and teach CS, like build projects that they never knew they were capable of, and take opportunities to further their educations as well and take on independent projects and see them come to fruition has also been very rewarding.
Coming up, the Christopher High School runner and his path to getting on the track.
And later, the Mountain House lineman and how he turned his life around. 49ers Cal High Sports will be right back.
People is asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the foods you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
We're the De La Salle Spartans. And this is the 49ers Cal High Sport Report.
Each week, U.S. Bank brings us inspirational stories of athletes who amaze us.
Danielle Podlosky joins us with the story of the Gilroy runner on his road to the track.
Aubrey, Ashton Pluckhand is no stranger to defying expectations. Ashton was born 4 months premature and spent the first 5 months of his life in the hospital. But he fought through, and 16 years later, Ashton isn't letting his condition hold him back while running for the Christopher High School track and cross-country teams. For Ashton Pluckhand, there is no better feeling than crossing the finish line.
When I cross that finish line, it makes me feel a sense of accomplishment.
Each time Ashton finishes, it serves as a reminder of how far he's come. Ashton was born 4 months early. At 23 weeks, he entered the world on December 26, 2004, weighing just 1 pound 7 ounces. Ashton spent his first 5 months fighting for his young life in the neonatal intensive care units at Oakland Children's Hospital and the Good Samaritan Hospital in San Jose.
It was just kind of a really day-to-day process on whether he was going to survive or not. 5 surgeries during that time, a couple for his eyes. He had a perforation in his intestine, and so that required a lot of kind of scary surgeries where we didn't know if he was going to make it through or not.
Ashton has cerebral palsy as a result of the premature birth. The cerebral palsy causes speech impairments, and Ashton is legally blind in one eye.
He understands everything. It's just that his verbal skills and his handwriting skills can't keep up with what he's thinking cognitively. So it comes across as being a little bit delayed, but he truly understands everything.
It's hard for Ashton to participate in sports with his condition, but last fall, for the first time ever, Ashton competed on a sports team when he landed a spot on the Christopher High School cross country and track teams.
Last year when he ran cross country, being with the impaired vision and with the CP, he ran by himself the entire season. All the courses, all the races, ran by himself. Didn't get lost once. Did a fantastic job. I was really amazed at how well he did.
Ashton's favorite part about running is being around his teammates.
They support me, they cheer me on. And I just love to be out here with them.
Ashton does face some challenges out on the course.
The only physical part is going to be his mechanics. Running, he can't physically move like he wants to, like everybody else does, That's part of the CP, but he works on it every day. And he actually gets faster as the distance goes.
But Ashton approaches each and every obstacle with a smile on his face.
You think Ashton, you think a smile. It's always present. It lights you up. You see how happy he is, makes you happy. It's great.
One of the things I love about him, because something will maybe not go right, and maybe for you and I it might bother us throughout the rest of the day. Ashton has this amazing ability to just brush it off and move on. I wish we could all be like that.
For Ashton, running is not about where he finishes. It's about doing his best and meeting his own personal goals.
Every step counts, and basically I say to myself, don't give up.
He's set personal goals for himself and has been able to just kind of blow through all of those, and that's the thing we've kind of found throughout life is any expectations put on him, he's just blown right through.
16 years ago, doctors were unsure if Ashton Pluckhand was going to live. Today, he is running track and cross country for his high school, alongside 3 other para-athletes.
Oh, it makes me beam. It makes me who I am. I'm out here for the kids. If I can get these kids out there doing the best they can, I don't care about winning anything else. That's my victory right there.
Ashton has already started training and is ready to take on next season and any new challenges, one step at a time. Running on the cross country and track teams has boosted Ashton's confidence. His mom, Piper, says that ever since he started sophomore year, his grades have gone up and he even landed a part-time job.
Which is fantastic. More confidence, having a job and all that, but really a nice young man, and great to see him enjoying sports.
Just so incredible out there. He just goes for it. He's not afraid of anything.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Danielle. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Sydney Salio from Christopher High School talking about her favorite teacher, Sydney Caradonna.
So my favorite teacher is Cindy Caradonna because she influences me in like Spanish, and I'm taking Spanish 2 this year, so I'm pretty excited about that. Like she always like helps me a lot when I'm stuck on like any like problems. Like I would like private chat her, and then she would like help me or something like that.
Our Wingstop Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away this past spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor. Those scholarships to be presented at our end of the season awards banquet in June.
Coming up, the charismatic defensive tackle from Skyline dealing with the death of his teammate.
And later, the Del Mar lineman speaking up about his mother for the first time since her death. You'll meet Trent Karazosa a little later on.
Are you ready to sink your teeth into a lemon peppery, sweet and spicy Korean cute-tastic mango habanero
masterclass in all things wings?
Yes, I am.
Are you though?
I'll take that.
All right.
When the dinner craving hits, Wingstop delivers. Get free delivery for a limited time at wingstop.com.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Pagera, specializing in custom loans for unique homes. His team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Riker Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, and I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
We are back at Levi Stadium with this week's DGDG.com feature story.
Darius Fontenot is a fun-loving defensive tackle for the Skyline football team, but his positive outlook on life was tested this fall with the violent death of a friend and teammate. Darius Fontenot is working hard at this lineman's camp. He has set his goals.
Be great and get out of Oakland. That's on my wall. Be great and get out. And you know, that's all gonna stay. That's all gonna stay. Be great and get out. First thing my brother told me: school, sports, then females. I've been keeping with that same idea since I was 7 years old, and that's been good since.
Getting out of Oakland means leaving a dangerous environment. Darius is grieving the death of friend and former teammate Aaron Pryor. The 17-year-old was gunned down this past September near his East Oakland home.
I mean, it's not okay. That's not okay. Every time I think about it, that was my boy, that was my bro. I was close to that man. It's just sad to hear that tragic thing. When I was working, and then somebody texted me on my phone talking about, have you heard about Aaron? They put in hearts over Instagram and everything like that. I'm like, oh no. So I left it alone for 2 hours and I went back on my phone. Bam, heard that he got murdered.
And a lot of our kids, when they get this news, it becomes numbing for them because we hear it so much, unfortunately. Coaches as well. I think it really hit Darius when he got that text message, that screenshot that Aaron sent another coach about Darius, saying that he looked up to Darius, that he wanted to follow Darius' lead.
Aaron Pryor played for the Oakland Junior Raiders with Darius. Pryor was set to attend Skyline and play for the Titans this season, but with the coronavirus and football postponed, Aaron was no longer under the watchful eye of the football program.
The pandemic hit. We couldn't see him every day. We couldn't see him every other day. We couldn't give him the resources. You know, a lot of the coaches, we feel bad because we feel like we've helped some kids in that situation get out or get resources. And some we lost. Some we lost to incarceration, some to death. But I feel like Aaron is definitely one of those kids. Darius is one of those kids that, man, they got to see the rest of the world. And we try to do that as well, take them out of state for a game, see things outside of this bubble.
Pryor's death hit Darius hard. He canceled his planned participation in a lineman's camp a week after the murder. But now he is back and ready to dedicate this season to Aaron and his family.
I made my promise to his family that we're going to win a championship for them. I'm going to bring on two rings for them, one for his mom, one for his dad.
Darius knows football can help deal with this grief. He is proud of what he is accomplishing in the classroom and on the football field. He is most proud of the position he plays on his football team.
Defensive tackle, the best spot ever.
Why is defensive tackle the best spot ever?
It's to beat up linemen. You know, you mad, if you mad at it, you know, mad through the day, you go straight to a game, you know what I'm saying, and then boom, you just lay all your anger out on that one dude. Get how many tackles or sacks you can get.
And that is Darius, a happy-go-lucky high school football player who loves football and loves life, which is why he had such a hard time when his teammate was killed.
going through some painful, heartbreaking feelings I never had before, to be honest. To hear about somebody who close to you had passed, and it was just crazy. I never went through that before, and that was my first time ever going through that. And I was just like, wow, did that actually just happen?
Those feelings are nothing new for East Oakland. While other parts of the city have seen a decrease in violent crime, East Oakland continues to struggle with gun violence. The number of shooting deaths has increased during the pandemic.
Aaron's neighborhood is notorious. I mean, I grew up there 1 block away, so I mean, I knew firsthand it's nothing getting better over there. I live there now. I live 2 blocks the other direction, so and it's probably worse now than when I was there. And simply, I feel like because of the adult leadership. When I was younger, there was a lot of shootings and robberies and stuff like that, but you also had the adults to walk outside and grab the little ones and say, hey man, this is not how we do it. Now I see less of that.
So Darius keeps on working, knowing football and a college scholarship can be his ticket out of East Oakland. Darius is extremely motivated for his senior season. He thinks the Titans have a real shot at competing for a league title this season.
Oh, so sad about his friend, though.
Yeah, very sad, but you can see Darius, just a real positive guy and a great team leader. So, he's getting through it, and then we'll hopefully have a great season.
Awesome. Hope he does well. Coming up, the Mountain House lineman and how he turned his life around. Dominic Childress tells his story next.
And later, the latest big game from our e-game tournament as 49ers Cal High Sports continues. We are back at Levi Stadium and joined for the first time by Stephanie Garcia.
Stephanie has a story of a lineman really pushing to turn his life around.
Aubrey, Dominic Childress changed his life around when he moved to Mountain House. With a fresh mindset, not even a global pandemic stopped him from achieving his dreams. No amount of adversity has stopped Mountain House high school senior Dominic Childress from achieving his football dreams.
I got my first offer to Cal Poly down in SLO. So my next goal is hopefully to try and make the NFL.
Only 6 months into his football journey, the 6'3" defensive lineman is the first at Mountain House High School in the 24/7 sports database. He is also the first D1 athlete in the town to be offered a full ride scholarship.
I really like Cal Poly staff. They've been talking to me for a couple of months now. We've been going back and forth talking and checking in. So I really like the school and the staff. I really love the recruiting process I've been going through with them. So.
The San Jose native relocated to Mountain House just east of Livermore and north of Tracy in 2018. Dominic wanted to have a fresh new start.
It was just hard for me to focus because in the area I lived, it wasn't the greatest area to grow up in and stuff like that. There's a lot of bad influences. And I feel like if I would have stayed out here and I didn't move, that I probably could have went down the wrong path. Glad I moved out to Mountain House because they helped me get back on track, and there's a lot of good people out there. And the staff really cares about you and stuff like that.
I want out, and I don't want to do this. And 5 weeks later, we moved. I did everything I could, scraped together everything I had, tapped resources with family to get him out. And it's been the best decision for us.
Something just clicked in my head. I was like, I don't want to be like some of the people that I see growing up in my neighborhood. I want to be somebody that could do something.
Dominic's path to success began his junior year when he started wrestling under coach Tim Cantu, who also guided him to pursue his dreams of football.
He really made me realize that the way I was acting and the stuff I was doing, I wasn't gonna be able to get anywhere in life doing the stuff I was doing. So wrestling really disciplined me and showed me that I needed to change my attitude. Him and my mother are probably my biggest role models because they're both really influenced me to change who I am.
Wrestling gave Dominic a newfound discipline. Football remained his primary focus. And when the pandemic hit, he made some adjustments in his life to help achieve his goals.
So that's when Dom decided, I don't want to give up. And he decided, we're just going to make this push and we're going to go camp to camp to camp. And he also wanted to switch from O-line to D-line. And so he started registering at these camps as D-line and just kind of learning at these camps. And 6 months into his journey, here he is with a D1 offer.
I know there's not a lot of people say that, but COVID was a good thing for me because it helped me just keep working out and it kept me focused. Because when I was at my house in my own environment, I could do the schoolwork better and I could just work out whenever on my own time and stuff like that. I think the most I ever weighed was 330, maybe 335. Right now I'm 280. So over the span of a year, I lost about 50 pounds, and I said, COVID really helped with that too. I've just been able to lift, and then I go to the park and work out by myself whenever I need to. The COVID happened right after wrestling season, so I was still in the mindset about trying to lose weight, trying to eat right and stuff like that. So I'm glad, I'm not glad that it happened, obviously. I benefited from it, yeah.
With commitment and determination, Dominic can now look forward to his senior season at Mountain House. He's eager to head off into his college years as a valuable asset to the Cal Poly football program, where he intends to study psychology.
Dominic is also active in the community, mostly volunteering with kids. He wants to make his community a better place and be a role model just like his coach was for him.
Awesome.
And good for Dominic because he took charge of his life, decided he needed to change his life, and he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And the virus, the time from the coronavirus helped him out.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. Excited to see where he goes.
All right, very good. It's Deja Mu. Each week, Clover Dairy brings us athletes who are grazing their way through the professional ranks. See what I did with that? The
Yes.
grazing and the Deja Mu. To bring us special athletes who we've covered in the past and bring them back to you. This week, we feature Jock Peterson from Palo Alto High School.
The Los Angeles Dodgers power hitter was also a star baseball player for the Vikings in the class of 2010. Jock also played basketball and football for the Vikings as a wide receiver. His dad, Stu, was also a major league player, and his older brother, Champ, who has Down syndrome, is an old friend of the show.
Coming up, game action from our Madden e-game tournament.
And later, the Los Gatos lacrosse story dealing with family loss. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports, the #1 high school sports show in the nation.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.dhcs.ca.gov. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
DevCon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why DevCon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. DevCon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Mitty wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know DevCon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. DevCon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley. Our e-game tournament continues this week with the regular season heating up.
Regular season now coming to a head. Here's action from this week's big game.
My name is Ian Banks. I'm repping GHS, Grapevine High School. I'm playing with the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm starting Justin Herbert over Tyrod Taylor.
My name's Chris Walsh. I go to San Ignatius. I'm pretty confident for the regular season. I'm using the Browns, and they got some pretty good weapons. So.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen. And he takes this one.
Oh, they got it for Tyrod Taylor.
That was the game, yeah.
Leverage held their spot. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First taking me for a doctor, though.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Jumbo set. Mayfield gives this one. And he is into the end zone.
Catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra.
Herbert has it knocked free. There, this is picked up by the Browns.
Oh, we got
plenty of fun, this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Can't catch a break. Herbert started really strong, Other than the first interception, I felt him, so he threw a terrible pick in the beginning. And then I started to feel him, and then he just went completely downhill.
Yeah, next week I just got to do better rushing the football. Baker played pretty well, but that's one thing my team's going to work on.
I felt like my run game did all right, but I got to hit those holes better. And then I got to defend the pass a lot better on defense.
Follow UGL on social media and subscribe to UGL World_TV on Twitch to view the full game.
The Harker School brings us the Scholar Athlete Award each week. This week we honor Ali Montoya, the Mountain View soccer star committed to Stanford with a 4.17 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. On Monday, 24 upper school students had their first day of on-campus remote learning. Students followed safety guidelines as they continued to attend classes remotely at various spots around the upper school campus. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org. Coming up, the Los Gatos lacrosse player back on the field after an emotional family loss.
You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by Devcon Construction, build, design, perform, sustain.
We are back with our Service by Medallion feature story.
And our Danielle Podlofsky is back with the story of the Los Gatos lacrosse player.
Aubrey senior Matt Lachman experienced 2 devastating losses his sophomore year and found himself struggling in the classroom. With help and resilience, Matt bounced back and is now committed to playing Division II lacrosse. Los Gatos senior midfielder Matt Lachman's grandparents were his biggest fans.
Every time I saw him at any event of mine or just them in general, I would just get so happy and I would have the biggest smile on my face.
They would go to every lacrosse, soccer, flag football, baseball. They were very much a part of both my kids' lives, and my kids look forward to them being there. And my parents really enjoyed watching them do well, and so I think that was really important to both their lives.
Their relationship was close, which made saying goodbye so hard for Matt. The winter of his sophomore year, Matt's grandma passed away. Just a few months later, his grandpa passed from what the Lachman family believed was a broken heart.
They did everything together. They traveled together. They spent every moment together, and my dad was essentially lost after my mom passed, and you could tell that. And so it definitely, I've never heard about it, but I do think it was from a broken heart.
Losing 2 loved ones in such a short period of time was unimaginable for Matt. His grades started slipping, he was failing geometry and doing poorly in the other 5 classes.
All my classes were just so tough for me, and that was the only thing I could really think of. And on the outside, people looked at me as just a nice, happy kid that nothing really happened. But on the inside, just everything was just a wreck, and it was awful.
After struggling in silence, Matt realized he needed to ask for help in order to turn things around.
I learned that the beginning of my junior year and the end of my sophomore year, that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It should be a sign of strength, because you do need help in the majority of your life.
Matt attended summer school before the start of his junior year, and soon his grades and self-confidence skyrocketed.
That was kind of cool. Junior year, from the first semester to the second semester, I had probably the best grades, or best pretty much overall self in me throughout my entire high school career. I finished with second semester with the best grades I ever have, and then senior year is just even better than that.
Along with his family, lacrosse was there for Matt during the tough times.
Lacrosse, that was probably the only thing that I can come to and be myself throughout this entire situation. Even up until now, I still do think about them. And lacrosse is just like an escape for me, just to forget about it. For that 2 hours or hour and a half period, it's just straight, just me with my friends, my coaches, my teammates, and it's really fun and really amazing how stuff happens like that.
Matt's hard work in the classroom and on the field paid off. In February, Matt committed to play Division II lacrosse at Westminster College in Utah.
What an amazing turnaround. What an important lesson a terrible lesson, obviously, but an important life lesson that we're so proud of how Matt's responded. I think that's going to carry him into the rest of his life.
Matt believes his grandparents are also proud of him and knows his grandma would think his comeback was nothing short of outstanding.
Definitely one thing my grandma would say was, "Oh, he's so outstanding." Just that's the one thing she's always been saying. That's like the only word I could really think of of what she would say, and then my grandpa would just laugh at her and laugh at me, and it would just be a great time. And that would be really, really fun and really nice to have that back.
After everything he's been through, Matt feels ready to take on college-level courses. Next year, he's planning on majoring in sports management.
Outstanding, doing a great job. All right, coming up, the Del Mar lineman with an emotional story to tell.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Riekes Center.
Hi, I'm Coach Jack, and today's training tip is lateral lunges. Lauren is going to take a dumbbell, hold it in her hands, and take a step out with her left foot and kneel down. She's going to keep her knee over her heel while she does this and sink back into her hip. That is lateral lunge.
We are back at Levi Stadium with our final feature story for this week. We meet a Del Mar lineman dealing with a tragic loss.
I sat down with Trent Karazosa as he walked me through what his life was like watching his mom battle cancer. Trent Karazosa is a quiet but effective leader who loves the game of football.
The physical part of it, I like hitting people, making them feel me, taking my anger out sometimes.
The Del Mar lineman and punter says the football field is where he gets to let out his emotions. It's also where Trent feels his biggest absence.
Sometimes at my football game, she'd scream my number out and be the loudest one. It was kind of embarrassing, but now looking back at it, you wish you could always have one more of those, of her screaming and looking back and saying stop or something like that.
How old were you when she passed away?
I was 12. April 4, 2016, the day she passed away.
Trent's mom, Amy, passed away from cervical cancer back in 2016. Trent can remember in vivid detail what everyday life was like watching her fight the disease.
We get her food, help her get up, take a shower, put her back to bed, give her all her medications, drive her to chemotherapy every other day. She has to go home after, and then, right back to it. Daily schedule of her going to sleep and stuff. Hoping she'd wake up every day.
Trent's mom had beaten the cancer once before, but when she became pregnant with Trent's stepsister, the doctors found the cancer had returned. Instead of ending the pregnancy to save her own life, Amy wanted a chance to meet her only daughter.
I was clueless. She finally told me one day that it was terminal. And technology knows everything, so I searched up the word terminal. It basically told me what was gonna happen to her, whether I liked it or not. And, there's nothing you could do about it. I mean, she beat it once, and then it came back to her. Her body just gave up. She couldn't take it anymore. That was pretty hard.
Still, the bond between mother and son is not one that can be easily broken, especially for this pair.
We had a really tight bond, me and her. A very tight bond. I'm sure other people have bonds with their parents, but I'm pretty sure mine was tighter than theirs. Being there with my mom through that horrible time, it hit me too. Just to see her trying to push her way through it, but unfortunately, the cancer got the best of her.
Trent's mom and dad were not together at the time of her death, so Trent's dad and stepmom were able to provide Trent with a loving and stable home.
You know, I live with her part-time, and then I come up here with my dad and my stepmom and her family. You know, they were all there for me too, guiding me through this tough situation that, you know, a 12-year-old could go through. Like, that's terrible. You know, I lost my parent due to cancer. Yet she beat it once, but then it took her for another ride. And I feel like it just made me stronger mentally. And, you know, I just want to do what I do for her to make her proud, even though she's not here. But I think it definitely made me stronger as a person.
Even though Amy's absence is apparent when Trent is on the field, the football field is also where he feels closest to her.
She's always on my mind. Not many people know this, but, you know, I still call her old phone number every night. It does ring, but, you know, it's someone else's number now. So when they answer, I just hang up. But I do call her old phone number every day at nighttime. Or I try to talk to her spiritually, I guess you could say.
What do you try to talk to her about?
You know, just ask her how she's doing. You know, is she happy what I'm doing? I hope football season's coming up soon, you know. That's where, you know, I take out my anger sometimes. You know, football definitely makes me remember her a lot because, you know, that's my main priority sport, and she was always there, the loudest one in the stands, screaming my name with her lungs out. It's like, geez. But yeah, that's how I try to remember her.
For Trent, the wounds are still so fresh, and hopefully time will heal them. But the bond between this mom and son will last forever.
Something that I would tell her, I hope I made you proud and I love you. Yeah, I love you.
Trent is an amazing and inspirational kid who is blessed with a big, loving support system. He is looking forward to football season so he can make his mom proud and also get back to the sport he loves and shared with his mom.
Yeah, and he lifts a lot of weight.
He does.
Yeah, he's
Look
strong.
at him.
I know.
He is
Strong.
big, strong lineman and punter.
Thanks, Ob. That's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Next week, we'll meet a Bay Area gymnast training to make the Olympic team. Until then, stay safe. We'll see you Sunday.